Okay, so welcome back. In this video, we're going to go ahead and then take our synthetic skin and make some patterns on the neck. And we're going to see if we can create maybe like a little outline on here as well for our, our little kind of cybernetic augmentation line cut here in the face. So let's go ahead and get started. So now that we have that, we can now click on the mask of the synthetic skin that we created here. And we can just begin painting. And what I'll do is I'll click on the mask, I'll click up here into the paint, and I'll choose some alpha on here that I like. You know, you can choose any alpha, just left click on there and it'll change to that shape. And you can you can also import your own alpha in and just drag and drop it into here. Very similar to how we did in the hair texture process if you want. I like this triangle V, so I think I'll go with that. So I'm going to hold left command, right click, and while holding that down, just drag horizontally. And it's going to be left command, left click instead of right click, and then drag vertically to kind of give yourself a different look as well. So now we're going to just use that concept and just sort of, we can essentially just kind of drag in and maybe print some stamps of like a synthetic skin piece here. Don't forget to right click and change your spacing so you get a little bit more of an accurate look here. And I'm just kind of basically just kind of stamping this in. And just like that. And feel free to hit X to kind of go through and have some fun with anything. You know, if you want to make like a cool little texture, you can. Whoops. You know, honestly, what I'm doing is just experimenting and just having some fun with it. I'm not really like committing into anything so far. Do something subtractive in nature here because it's a little bit I like that, but let's go ahead and see if we can do that a little bit easier. Something like that maybe. Want to have sort of like a cool little texture that can kind of go through there. So let's go ahead and do the same thing on our face this time. So we can do this here or on the UV map, your choice where you want to take it. Let's go ahead and right click and scroll all the way down and type in shape and look for that shape bell. And let's go ahead and adjust our hardness. Let's see, that way. You can also do it up here and here, but just going to do it this way. So we can kind of do a little bit of a shape bell. And we're going to find ourselves masking into here, so let's be careful on that. Let's go ahead and, first things first, I'm going to hit save. And then I'm going to click into our mask and just going to go ahead and do mask there and invert so I don't do anything else but just texturing this. Let's go back out now by clicking into our mask, and I'm just holding shift down as I go across here. Making sure my space is down on all of this. And I'll just keep going through. just kind of tracing the elements along here. Kind of see what we're doing here. Let's see if we can clean this up by subtracting a little bit here. So we got ourselves a little bit more of a synthetic underpiece material on here. If you want, you can also do the same thing and we can make an alternative piece. For example, you can create a fill layer. We call this metal piece, like metal, like so, metal. And we can just maybe just turn some color into it, like that. Mess with the what is it? I would say metallic, and then we could just do like a dry roughness, and then it's kind of overlaying with some bumpiness underneath, so we could just hit that to normal, but I don't need to do that. Include all, so we're done. And then I can add a black mask. If you want, you can then copy this mask onto this mask, or in this case, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be texturing this side a little bit differently. A different type of mask. Alright, so now we do that. Let's just go ahead and finish this here. You can kind of see how much I'm just relying on the whole holding down shift and just dragging straight lines through. Really helps a lot. So, you can do something like that. You can also, if you really want to, you can work with, like let's say I can duplicate the layer, add a black mask, and then maybe go through and copy this mask, and then repaste the mask in. You can maybe make this side of it also metal, and maybe you want the synthetic skin to stay the same, but you want the outer layer to be different. You can do that too. Let's see if we can do that actually. There we go, like so. Now you can do that. You can also just kind of do a couple of other things where maybe you just want to have partialness to the mask. You can do that as well. There's a whole bunch of things that can be done here, but that's sort of the breakdown of that. So now that you have a little bit more of a firmer understanding to that, we're going to move now into working with creating some textures inside of here, as well as creating some emissive textures. We're going to have fun with this beginning part. So with that said, let's stick around and stay tuned.